Chat, we go. We have Nass versus Juicy, and Nass is in an Octane. I'm not sure when I've last seen him play the Octane. Juicy is coming off of an MVP finish at the Major. Juicy and the Gentlemates played amazing at Copenhagen. They came in as the EU number 4 seed, but they didn't lose a single match, and specifically on Championship Sunday, nobody played better than this guy, Juicy, which is why he was able to earn the MVP. Now, he has accepted the toughest challenge in 1v1 right now, which is to play against Nass. If you haven't seen Juicy play ones before, he is a very solid 1v1er. He just hasn't been playing it as much recently. His last show match was in September of last year, so he did not play in any of the Salt Mine stuff. But he's rated 18 on the leaderboard, and I think he will be a commendable opponent here for Nass. We actually have a follow-up match for him against Feer shortly after as well. So he is on the grind and ready to capitalize on his recent success and push it even higher as Juicy goes for the reset and gets the second goal, up 2-0 here against the Space Station Gaming Octane Nass, as Juicy is a very high-flying 1v1er. If you guys haven't watched him play before, incredibly mechanical and incredibly exciting to watch play. I think there's a few different players that play like that and maybe don't move to the upper echelon of ones because they have a tough time doing it effectively in, a tough match against a good opponent like Nass, but it's not been an issue so far in this game as he takes one to the ceiling, gets the reset. He started this dribble all the way at his own net and finishes it off with the ground landing to place the ball directly behind Nass. Now chat is asking, predictions aren't closed because naturally everybody put a bunch of points onto Nass to start, and I think in the moments in the first minute, people started going, wait a second, it's time to drop some more points on Juicy. But I did close it right now, and you'll just have to accept the odds you have now. Juicy is going off. Juicy is absolutely going off to start this match. A nice air dribble reset, started off the ceiling double, backboard double. It's everywhere for Juicy, as he is up 4-0 against Nass. He has ascended to a level not seen before. Likely to do with a ton of confidence that he has, but Nass will turn and dive on this one on the goal line. Juicy trying to get really greedy by not clearing this immediately. And Nass will get on the board. Juicy kickoff lost. This is where it could spell trouble for a guy like Juicy who's maybe not playing in these ones matches as much. The kickoffs can be deadly if he does not make sure he wins, at least half to get those first possessions. Nass could easily find his way back into the game. But Juicy did handle the fact that Nass got first possession here, and now Nass into the corner, serving some boost as he sees Juicy playing passively and actually got away with dropping that ball down. Unprotected and fake Juicy. This is a slow play from Nass that lasts almost 20 seconds while he's in this corner. And Juicy just playing so passively, trying to react, never really attacking the ball. When he finally does move slightly towards it, it's a Nass fake and a bucket for Nass. But here we go. The kickoffs are going just fine for Juicy. He is answering the call as he wins this wave dash kickoff into the blue half and immediately converts it for a goal to keep his 3-goal lead. Nass ceiling resets. He's going to use the flip as he sees Juicy coming off the back wall, but he used it a bit early and was not able to double up the touch off the back wall. If he saves that flip longer, there's a chance he might be able to get crossbar down. But he did not want to risk allowing Juicy to make a play, and the end result is that he still has possession as he pops a reset over the top of Juicy. And it'll be 5-3. Juicy thought about the ceiling challenge there for a moment before deciding to turn back in. It is best, it's best of 5. Let's just say 5. We said 5 early, and I think it would not make sense to change that now just because I realized they maybe want to do 7. I'm always down to run 7, but I think players usually just want to run 5, and Juicy's actually planning on playing another match, so I think 5 just makes more sense. But it is for $100, if I forgot to mention. Back in his donating $100 to this match and the next one. as a prize. And Juicy, you know, winning that major prize apparently wasn't enough for him. He wants even more. As Nass reset out of the corner, top rights. Is the 1v1 legend starting to work his way back into this, though? Juicy on 16 boost. Doesn't go up the back wall, and when Nass sees that, he knows that top right corner is available. You'll see defenders move to the back wall to defend that position, and a fake kickoff is red, and just like that, we're all tied up. So maybe the Juicy hot streak is over. You think Juicy could be the next Zen or Vatira? Or just Big French God? I think Juicy can just be the next Juicy. You know, I think all the time everybody wants to compare them to... I mean, Zen gets it the most, right? Everyone wants to just see another Zen. But I think Juicy's been around. He will never be another Zen because he's not coming in as a rookie and showing up out of nowhere. Juicy's been around. He's been playing great. He was playing well on Moist as well when he first, you know, made a name in their All-CS. Nass will get a demo here and get a 6th goal. Now that he's got the lead, it feels like he'll almost certainly not give it back. That's just how it goes against a guy who plays the 1v1 mode so well and knows how to secure his leads, knows how to hold on to them, guarantee wins. There's no one tougher to do it against than Nass. Juicy trying to be patient here as this ball gets set up in the orange half. He knows he doesn't have time to grab 100 boost. He actually decides to just rip a power shot. And now we'll try and go quickly off the wall. It's a big risk, and it will not pay off. Just trying to mix things up here as he looks to break through the Nass defense. But Nass can far too easily get the read on that play off the sidewall, back off, make the easy save. Now it's Nass who's faking the kickoff. As Nass will start full field dribble. Juicy actually does intercept it. And now you see Juicy moving his camera to lock on to Nass, see what he's going to have to deal with. First touch reset, but Nass is there. 50 seconds left to go. Juicy should be able to evade the demo. So Nass will back off. We saw Juicy be very effective in the air earlier. Will it continue now as he has the reset? Puts it behind Nass. The placement here on the pre-flip is insane. Nass, reading this air dribble, does not recognize that Juicy can get underneath the ball and tap it just inside that right post. Juicy is so effective in the air, and he needs another goal. Wave dash kickoff does push the ball into the blue half. Picks up Nass's back corner. Will he try and get a demo here? He's just inches away. Nass will pinch it to buy some time. He'll have boost to defend here, but Juicy's been so effective out of the air. This time off the ceiling. Has to fake here because the setup was not on target, and it was not going to be worth it to try and take that shot. But despite Juicy's best efforts to not get demoed, Nass will still connect, and that demo likely secures the game as Nass will make it 2 with 11 seconds left to go. A valiant effort here from Juicy to try and bring it back after his hot start. But another kickoff in favor of Nass, and now it's not even necessarily looking particularly close. Nass doesn't even want the goal. He just wants the game to end. And game number 1 will go to Nass. Juicy looking strong. Can he keep it up in the following games? What is this car from Nass? Game number 2. Nass was in the Octane earlier. I thought he was switching out to go back to something like the Fennec, but I was wrong. He was moving into the Scarab, and he's going to try and take Juicy down with that. And apparently, it has improved his gameplay greatly because he saw himself go down about 4-0 in the first game. But the Scarab will get him the first goal in game number 2. I think that, you know, it could be a forced playstyle change from Nass. When you switch to a car like a Scarab, I imagine all of your mechanical type plays that you're maybe hoping to go for, you're no longer going to go for. People don't try and really be mechy when they switch to the Scarab. As I say that, Nass goes for a little reset over the top of Juicy and actually scores it. So maybe he will be just as mechy as he always is. But it could be a way to force yourself to not go for as, you know, over-the-top plays and keep it simple stupid. But here is Nass showing maybe that won't be the case. Maybe he'll be just as aerial focused as he always was as Juicy fakes this kickoff. And now has possession. Juicy flick over the top of Nass. Can he follow it up? He will. Crossbar down as Juicy on the board. Juicy wave dash kickoff, double bumping Nass. The problem though is he popped up high off the second bump as Nass pulled off that chip. Was looking to maybe get a musty in, but Juicy challenged before. Did Nass get the reset? I don't think he did. I don't think he did, but also it's just harder to tell as the defender if that Scarab is getting resets. Juicy pre-flip into the corner. Starts his air dribble. He should probably save most of his boost. Went for the bump, but Nass able to sneak out underneath it. Now Nass off the side wall. Delayed flick. Juicy intercepts. I mean, those delayed flicks, specifically the musties, they feel like they're so hard to read if I were playing in the Scarab. Because by all means, the Scarab ball should not be able to flick at all. I mean, it should just roll off of that car. So the visuals have got to trick you at least slightly. I guess if you played this game as much as Nass has, you just have a theoretical vision of the hitbox in your head. Maybe it doesn't really affect you, but Nass now tied 2-2. Again, heading to the skies. Here's the pre-jump from Juicy. Goes to the ground and plays it off the bounce instead. You see this play in ones a ton. When someone pre-jumps your air dribble, just get down and then get as far around the ball as you can to give it a bunch of lateral movement. That perfect shadow that's in line with the ball has a hard time adjusting side to side on the second bounce. And Juicy can't stop this shot as he will start an air dribble from the back corner. Really quick first touch to push it out ahead, and Nass gets the first save, and Juicy thought about getting the angle, couldn't find it, but he's got Nass panicking in net. Juicy backed off because he knows he's in trouble too. If Nass was able to connect with a strong touch and Juicy was there on the goal line with 0, it would be just a guaranteed goal the other way. Now Juicy on a low bounce, clearly going to let it come back down to the ground if Nass is going to retreat all the way to net. And instead, he'll play the air dribble bump on the follow-up. Yo, Lunar Brawler, thank you for the Prime for 2 months. Appreciate you. As Nass 360s here for his 50 on the goal line. Nass just barely evading the demo. Juicy has been pre-jumping every single air dribble, and every time Nass goes back down to the ground, so Juicy should start to prepare for that. I don't think he should necessarily stop. Oh, nice pre-flip pop. Can he get the follow-up after the first save? Now he's in trouble. That was a very important additional touch. But as I was saying, I think Juicy should still pre-jump these. Just know that he probably needs to get right back down to the ground, because that's often how Nass responds to it. As Nass looking for the full field psycho in the Scarab. That would certainly be something. And despite him getting it across the field with maybe only one bounce, it is going to be off target. As Juicy air dribble attack off the reset. Nass save and is out to the ball at the midfield so quickly. Forcing Juicy now into net with 0. This is a tough position to play in one. So you can see Juicy try and path out over a couple pads in an attempt to deal with it. But Nass actually set himself up too strong across the net. Never had an angle. Nass, a little fake dive in there to force Juicy up into the air. Now Juicy, was he overly patient? Yes, he was. He went deep in on a challenge, a fake challenge where he didn't jump, to the point where he was basically inside the ball. And it's going to be really tough to recover in those situations. Nass gets it out over the top of him with 50 seconds left to go. The Scarab is looking like it might win game number 2. Delay kickoff from Nass, and missed wave dash as well to start it all off. Nass able to prevent the pre-flip touch off the back wall from Juicy. Oh, Juicy tried to turn in and dive. It was a strong first touch from Nass out to the midfield. And it was almost just a shot instantly into net if Juicy was there just a little bit later. But he was underneath the play. And so Nass, a 5-3 lead in the Scarab. A tier 1 for 13 months from Croptopolis. Hey, Feer, hope things are doing well. Do you plan to give overall thoughts on LAN? I think I kind of did that on the YouTube, I would say. As Nass looks to try and get mechy. A couple days ago, I uploaded a YouTube video that I think probably does the best at just giving my thoughts on it overall. In an interesting format. Juicy. Goal line 50, so he is still in this game with 7 seconds left to go. He has not given up, and the Scarab was not able to muscle Juicy out. Delayed kickoff from Juicy. He guides it to the side wall. Wasn't able to get the boost, but actually pushed Nass off the ball. Nass, oh, gold! Wait! What? No way! Nass! He is Giga Brain. No shot. Oh my goodness, Nass is the smartest 1v1 player I've ever seen. How did he do that? Game number 3. Nass instead into, what is this car, chat? I don't know cars, I'll be honest. I've been very straightforward with that. But certainly, chat will know what this one is. As Nass gets up to an air dribble, uses his jump to back off the air dribble and prepare for the 50. Pretty impressive use of the reset. As Juicy, again, being somewhat passive in his pre-jumps, trying to float in where he thinks the ball is being taken. Oftentimes in ones, the success comes more from attacking the ball as best as possible. Of course, it could put you in big trouble, so it's a fine line. But really, you have to be able to attack before they even get the dribble started. Nass headed to the ceiling this time. Juicy cannot stop him. He definitely played the pre-jump a lot more aggressive, as he was maybe trying to pin it off the ceiling, but Nass played it away from him and then somehow found the angle. What an impressive shot from Nass. I mean, Nass, despite being in maybe a silly car, is playing amazing. Now Juicy, flick on target off this kickoff. Looking to try and pin Nass back. Can he get a demo here? Oh, Nass manages to turn it into just a bump. But nice bit of control there from Juicy to single jump the ball off the wall and directly into a dribble. Still no goals for him in game number 3. Nass seems to be confident. It was an amazing start for Juicy. But since then, it's kind of been all Nass, as Juicy will get his first in this game. Juicy asking if he's trying to troll. Interesting question. I'm not sure how Nass will respond, or if he will respond at all. At the end of the day, he did win the game in the Scarab. And he is up 2-1 here in game number 3. Juicy has to use the reset to get this shot on target at all, but not one he'll likely be able to follow up. Nass gets it all the way to the back corner. Juicy managed to steal every boost, though, so Nass will be forced back, and actually, it's only just barely going to spawn in time for him. Juicy flick top right. Not quite in, but certainly the follow-up will finish it, as he ties it up 2-2. No. A Max Capitals no. Absolutely not is Nass trying to troll. This kickoff going heavily in his favor as he grabs the midfield and steals the back corner while Juicy worries about the ball. Now Juicy will have to play on just pads, but he's gotten a decent carry here. What a flick! A booming flick from Juicy. And it doesn't matter that all the boosts on the map seems to belong to Nass, because 20 will be just enough to put 107 km/h into the top left. You be control now. Now that Juicy's in the lead. I mean, I think he's pretty clearly talking about the car you're playing in, Nass. Juicy handles this possession off the kickoff and now takes a dribble to the side wall. Look at the shot from Juicy. The constant movement on this play. A touch into the ceiling. A first touch immediately as the ball bounces off. Gets a reset. And, I mean, it's just he's just going crazy on the ball. How could you ever have a read on that? Everything changes every half second of the dribble. There's no way to know what's going to happen. Before you know it, the ball is in your net. Nass gets himself a third goal as he was able to play keep away from Juicy off the kickoff. Nass sent this ball far away to the point where he had no choice but to just rush to it and take a power shot, something that Juicy will easily save. And actually an awkward bump right when Nass was still in the air is going to lead to a Juicy goal, or maybe it won't. What a recovery from Nass. Juicy decided to walk it in. I'm not sure. I thought he could have taken a long shot and pushed the ball out ahead of them and therefore not allowed any recovery, and yet instead he walked it back and Nass found a way to break the play up. Now Nass will start a dribble from his box. Takes it just below the ceiling before wave dashing it at the back of Juicy. Juicy chain dash. Did he get a chain dash save there? It has orange trail, but I'm not sure because it said Nass registered a shot but no save. Nass might have been shooting on the post. It might have been out anyways, but nice bit of chain dashing. Great placement from Nass, recognizing that a double jump shot there is exactly what he needs to just push the ball into the bottom right corner before Juicy can get there. Yeah, we can go back and check that save. We also need to go back and look at Nass's 0-second winner or 0-second game save. Nass on the verge of a sweep and becoming $100 richer as Juicy pre-jumps from a bit closer this time on the air dribble, and that allows him to intercept it and not just let Nass fall back down to the ground and start again. Now Juicy tried to, oh my goodness, I said tried because I didn't think it was possible, but I was wrong. He uses the flip to make sure Nass can't make a play, and he somehow gets this double inside the post. It bounces off and in, and the last pixel falls through moments later. An unbelievable shot from Juicy. And now he has the lead with 36 left to go. It's a wave dash kickoff for Nass, but Juicy pre-flips to the boost quicker, and he has no incentive to bring Nass the ball. He will play it in the air, though. Felt like it was more awkward to let it land and try and protect it. And he's going gung-ho. It should not have been a flick to end that possession, though. He should have been landing on the ground with boost to spare, and instead he took a risk, but he made it back. He made it back before the counterattack, and now he might just let him in again as he's on the wrong side of the ball. Only pads to pick up. Looks like Nass couldn't find an opening, though. 3 seconds remain. Juicy still on low boost. Nass picks up the midfield. A boom into the ceiling. He will not be able to make it back to that one. And Juicy gets himself on the board and prevents the sweep as he sends it to 2-1, the best of 5. Nass back into the Fennec for game number 4. You know, we could have seen Scarab as well because he has a game win in both the Fennec and the Scarab. The Zippy didn't go as well. And now he has allowed Juicy back into it. Nass always been known for constantly switching cars, like I said before, but usually just changing decals on the same Fennec. Nass touches the backboard. Juicy escapes it and counters for the first goal of game number 4. Reminder, there is $100 on the line. So the winner coming off $100 richer if they can finish off this series. Juicy going to need 2 more games. Nass just needs to win this one or the next. As Nass takes another high air dribble. Juicy this time connecting. That was an issue for him all series long. Those high air dribbles from Nass, Juicy was never really able to break them up. Oftentimes getting outplayed, but he's been able to get there just a little bit sooner, allowing him to make a play on the ball before Nass gets a ton of movement. A reset from Juicy, but he actually didn't get contact on the ball. Nass should have this counterattack on target, as he will boom it in to tie the game. Are they on EU servers? Yeah, Nass is still in EU. I think that he will be back to NA, before too long, because it's a couple weeks before the next split starts. By the way, one gripe that I would just like to bring up is that split is not an official word that Rocket League Esports uses anymore. And so they're currently piggybacking off of a lot of naming from the past. And they might as well just go back to calling them what we all want to call them anyways. We would love to call it Split 1 and Split 2, but they're not called that. They're called Major 1, Major 2, and there's open qualifiers for the majors. They're not called regionals on the weekends with top 16. Just switch those names back. Oh, what a pinch. There goes my rant. There goes my rant because Juicy wants to make a point. The reset and the ground pinch, 86 km/h. It has so much height too. He got the ball up high in the air. It was probably fast enough that it didn't matter, but even if Nass was a little bit quicker, it might have gone over the top of him. This is how Juicy has always been in his ones game. He overshot this rotation and was not able to make this save, though. Nass watching this replay as well. Will NA be streamed first? Yeah, I think they announced it. They updated the announcement. I think 3 regions go when EU goes now instead of just EU. I forget which other 2 are on the EU weekend. It might be like SSA and APAC or something. Go on the EU weekend now, and then everyone else goes on the NA weekend or the NA Mina Sam weekend. Oh, is it Sam? Is it EU Sam? They used to split it up like that. At the start of the season, they were going to do, I think they were going to do them all the same weekend, and I feel like they heard feedback basically and on the fly said, wait, never mind, EU is on its own weekend. That's my take. As Nass escapes the demo attempt here and is able to take the lead. What is Juicy's trail? Anytime you have item questions, you should ask chat, not me. Oh, wait, I think that might be Laser Wave. I think that might be Titanium White Laser Wave. I might actually know about that trail. Juicy, great reaction, by the way, to Nass, who is looking to challenge him on the ceiling. He's going high. Nass goes up. Juicy instantly double jumps the ball back down to play keep away from Nass. The one set of items that I do know are the ones from the rocket, like the first rocket pass. Wasn't that the first rocket pass? Because I got the first rocket pass and maybe a couple of the rocket passes following that. And I think I also used Titanium White Laser Wave 3. You've seen Zen using it? Oh, I gotta go make sure that all my cars have it again, because that's actually an item I have. And I have to be like Zen. Juicy. Interception. These air dribbles from Nass have been starting to go Juicy's way. They have been not working out for him for a long time, but he's been able to reach them earlier. And now they're even sliding in his favor. Although, as much as you like to early challenge on air dribbles off the kickoff is oftentimes when you're forced to have no choice but to be reactive if they get that quick wall to air dribble. But Nass actually didn't take the wall to air dribble this time. He just tripled it off the backboard before Juicy eventually got the save. Now Juicy quick into the counter attack. His Musty didn't have the strength it needed, and you can't really afford to miss on the offensive end in ones. Everything has to be a serious threat. Otherwise, you're getting scored on. Nass, kickoff goal to follow it up, 6-4. He's trying to close out this best of 5 with only 1 win for Juicy. Maybe walking away $100 richer. Juicy missed the wave dash on his wave dash kickoff. And so his punishment is to continue his flip like a fool. Now Nass out of the back left corner. Double resets. Juicy intercepts as the second reset looks to connect with the ball and actually might be able to counterattack. Great placement. So with under a minute left to go, Juicy's going to be playing from behind. But I think he was in a similar spot in game number 3. He's able to figure it out. Juicy pre-flipping underneath Nass. Is he going to go for an immediate shot? He does! And he has tied it up with 50 seconds left to go. Tons of time to spare. Nass trying to get this ball out of dangerous way. Doesn't pick up any boost and then really has no choice but to keep rolling. The only way he saves that one is if he stops dead in the corner, and that would definitely be a mistake. Then he maybe could have double jumped on target, but he was past the play by just keeping his momentum. Nass, a nice double. It's nice when these doubles are layups to almost mirror the same kick-up play we saw before. Slightly different, though. Nass needs to play quickly, so he prioritizes getting to the ball ASAP, which does mean the ball will hit off target onto the back wall. That's no issue for a guy like Nass. Follows it up with ease. Now Juicy will stop this possession. 36 boost to work with, though. Headed into the corner. Not likely to be able to get a clean opportunity from here. Will be forced to back off to the ceiling to intercept, and he gets it. Juicy. His aggressive challenges have been paying off. And Nass not able to outplay him. He's got this one in a great position now. Nass shadowing. It's going to be an air dribble bump attempt. Can he get Nass? Nass able to make the save. The ball gets halfway through, but he pins it off the post. Juicy going to have one more opportunity. With 5 seconds left to go, the ball pinches away. Nass will be able to pick up boost, and because this ball is high, I can't imagine a world in which Juicy is able to keep it in the air on his back line. Nass actually will again basically own goal, but he knows it'll hit the ground before it gets there. And it's a GG's from both these guys, as Nass will get the $100 prize as he takes down Juicy 3-1.